Why, hello there, my fellow celebrants. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval, Tower of Knowledge. Episode 16, The Grand Opening of the Great Hall. And it's always Glitch, because he's just boozy. You're deprived of religious activities and booze and ugly apparel. Well, the ugly apparel, I'm like trying, but... Oh, actually, that's not entirely true. So, clothing. Apparel policies here. I'm a little worried that if I... Let's try this. So I'm going to do no ugly clothing, which will be good plus at, let's say, 51 plus. And it will allow for winter, summer, and caps, wide hats, hood, scarves, all that's fine. I'm not going to bother. So there is this yearly override if you want, like, to force summer and winter. I think I'd only care about that if they were suffering from hyper or hypothermia. So I'm going to leave that bit alone. And Glitch, let's set you up with no ugly apparel and see if you properly clothe yourselves. Yeah, there we go. So now you don't have ugly apparel. And I didn't want to issue this to everyone all at once, because if I issued it to everyone all at once and I didn't have the proper apparel, then they'd just be running around naked. So I'm going to slowly phase out the ugly clothing as we take it off. The flimsy and sturdy stuff off, we'll break it down and replace it with better stuff. So, slowly rolling out the nicer clothes. Spoonman, thank you for the sub. And Sapo for the huge cheer. Thanks for getting you into Star Sector. Well, there goes all your free time. Have your spouse or friends or family blame me? Because I know it's my fault. Alright. And Glitch is still annoyed. Man, you're desperate for booze. Well, I don't have any. We are fermenting some in larger batches than before. Maybe I'll increase the batch count. The other thing is, what am I making out of mash? I could make other mash, because this was, for now, barley. But, like, let's do apples and carrots. Because, like, if you don't care what you're drinking, that's fine. Because the problem is doing barley only, like, we'll end up with not a lot of barley to re-sow the fields. Which is exactly the case that I just predicted we would have. And there's only so much wild barley out here. There's a little bit, but there's not a lot. So relying solely on barley is probably not a good idea in the long run. So we'll do other types of rough, dubious booze. So, some of this did have a stability of 1. But it looks like the entire ceiling is doable. Which is good. So we'll get that on. And it's really open. I actually really like it. I don't know if you guys do, but I like the open floor plan. No, what they used to consider, like, stagnant air was like what ailed you or whatever. None of that around here. We're yummy and open. We're good. So the pillar and archwork is going in, and that should significantly increase stability within. There is the aesthetic heat map to also consider when it comes down to like how pretty it is, but like I said, that will get fixed up over time. And then there was one other factor, which is like to make sure that it meets the minimum requirement, because there's some things in here that will need like torches, wall torches, sconces, etc. We haven't built all that stuff. So now we're just waiting on the ceiling. Is this a room yet? No, it might be too open still, because it has no ceiling. And I am going to force haul clay for a bit. Anytime I see someone coming over. Oh, we have another cow. I guess we'll keep it for now. You're male, so you're not the useful kind of cow. Just sexism things. But raffle timer up for Mr. Cow. That's a big quarry? It is. We are making the mainland ugly for the sake of our island. That's always glitch. Lacking in entertainment, he says. Yeah, whatever. I'm just trying to make sure that there's like plenty of clay in this pile so that we can keep the tiles going, because that's really the bottleneck for all of this construction, because the whole tower is going to be more or less clay tiles. How durable are these gates? I didn't even check. 560 for 2 wide. So they're a little bit less than a reinforced door for a 1 wide. Got it. Perhaps we have a battle bowl? Maybe. I guess if we like want to keep it, I don't have an animal feed bill anymore. But it's worth more selling than butchering, if I'm honest. So I'll build a pen marker and then put the animal feed bill back in. So we'll put food, meal. No, it's not a meal. Raw. It's not really raw either. What is it classified as? Fodder. Yes. Fodder is going to be in that stockpile. All right. And this will be priority medium. And we'll roof it up and floor it up. Okay, so we have plans to keep the cow for now. I'd really like this whole event to go away. It's like, I don't care. I don't have any events I want to run right now. Stop bugging me about it. Tooltip, be gone. At least I have the points of interest for only myself to blame, because I like asked the merchant about it, but the whole the event, it's like, yeah, I didn't ask for that. A bowl is required to get milk, at least in real life? Yes. You're not wrong about, yeah. You're not wrong about that in real life, but the game doesn't really care about like, this is a vintage story that like has the recent childbirth as a requirement for milk. This game is just like, oh yeah, you can milk them whenever. And for those that don't know what I'm talking about, cows only really produce milk after recent births for like, what? I don't know the time frame off the top of my head, but point being, dairy cows are constantly getting pregnant for that purpose. Yeah, people are the same. Well, and there's exceptions, of course. Some people can... it's getting way off topic, but it's possible to be lactating and not with certain... So I've heard of it before. But I digress. That has nothing to do with this anymore. So, getting that roof on, I would say we're about like half roof. It's coming. I knew this was going to be a big project. But because it's the foundation of our tower, it's not a project we could easily redesign or skimp on without running into problems later on. Hey, Terminal Serenity's back. Alright, back to trying to prioritize hauling so that we have clay available. Because I think it's just like a lack of hauling. And I'll just like keep telling them to haul. Because I think what's happening is they're hauling 40 clay for one batch rather than 60 clay for a batch and a half. And they just keep doing it over and over. And there's no way I can stop them. Because unlike RimWorld, this doesn't have like a region designation of like, don't grab things from X distance. Right, I don't, there's none of that. There's just, is it allowed or not? An ailing traveler shuffled haltingly into Tower of Knowledge. Given time to recuperate, she claimed they could work, but in that moment, they looked pretty rough. Would Aulina be permitted to join and heal? You are a frosty gardener, a botanist who has a high job preference for ranged combat because you have a passion in melee and in marksman. You also have a passion in culinary and mining. Yeah, I mean, I think everyone's going to say yes. So, yes. I don't know what's chasing you. Okay. And you are immediately unconscious. How rough are you? Okay. Yeah. Personality traits. Bloodlust and disfigured. After the fire, you didn't really have a face. Got it. Rough was right. Well, I just ran the raffle timer, so I'm just going to re-roll. We got Board Drake here. All right. What I do not have is a proper bedroom for you. So, Red Mist. Go carry her to an empty bed. And we'll need to make another bed. You get to sleep in the gatehouse for now. Jobs. You are going to be a good doctor once you heal. We'll probably hook you up with a bow because you have a passion in hunting. You can also join Klein as one of the other miners, which is cool because we didn't have a lot of that. You might be our designated cook. You're the only one that has a passion in it, so it makes the most sense to give it to you. At least you'd be doing something that you enjoy. Okay. Reasonable. I do need a new stair in the gatehouse. Yes. I don't know why it didn't occur to me that that was going to be ultimately an issue, but yes. Correct. Because it is, at the moment, completely unusable. So, as a stopgap, I'm going to put a wooden ladder there as we get the gatehouse proper. Red Mist, somehow I think that you are not carrying that person to an empty bed. Oh. I'll force you. And then... who's going to construct the bed? Right now, I'm going to have you construct the bed. I don't know what you're working on right now. Oh, no, Glitch is already doing it. Cool. He was, and then he was like, you know what? On second thought, nah. Oh, so okay. She got up, and she was like, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm gonna stop faking unconsciousness. That's fair. I don't know why these people are running over here for materials, but I'm going to tell them all to haul clay. They were probably like, ooh, we're off the hook. We're just going to harvest a few mushrooms, and nope, 60 kilograms of clay. Back to the island. Stat. Not all of them were like, oh, damn it. We were caught. Alright. The animal feed pile never decays. Cool. I have no idea where the bowl is, but we've got some sort of base going on here. Annoyed, it's probably Glitch. Yep, surprise to no one, it is Glitch. Desperate for booze and hungry. The hungry is like probably your fault, I imagine. Yeah, I've got plenty of food. 19 meals. So that's a you problem, not a me problem. Yes, 120 kilos is not, or sorry, 60 kilos is not a little load of clay. Fully, I get that. That's a lot. That's very heavy. For one summer when I was like in high school, I worked as a mason's assistant, and a lot of what I did was moving bags of mortar. So like, yes, I know how heavy that is. It's moving around bags and bags and bags of mortar was a lot. Do I have shrines? I do. He's just... they're right here. There's nothing blocking them. He wants to pray in a chapel. Or a temple or whatever. And he's just being fussy. Also, even if that wasn't the case, it's not my goal to make him happy. To be blunt. So, I wouldn't care either way. Booze is currently in the process of fermenting. So, it's not that they drank it all or whatever, it's that it's currently fermenting and it will take a few more days to ferment fully. How's the clothing bill? Oh, looks good. So let's go through them all. You are going to be given no ugly apparel. 2 more no ugly apparels, and we'll see if anyone's like running around naked. As we slowly phase those apparel bills. So Day Sleeper, you have some ugly stuff. And this is an extortion with a negotiator. So what faction were you running from? The Forest Bandits? Oh, we actually... So here's all the factions. We might be able to negotiate with them. So up until now, we have faced the Progeny of the Plague, which are a bunch of cannibals. And I think the Ancient Disciples, which are like fire worshippers. So maybe we can actually negotiate with them. Possibly. So I'll try. Just making sure we have access to our roof. Yeah, we do. Okay, cool. So the path up to our defense is fine. Day Sleeper, just give it a minute. Actually, let's wait a little bit longer and negotiate towards the end of the timer. The stockpiles are too small. Yeah, it probably is. I don't know where the rest of it went, but that's a fair assumption. The tiles are nearly done on the ceiling. And then what we're missing is... We've got the chairs and stools, we've got the tables. So if we select the... Well, it's not designated as a room yet. I think it's a problem. So once it's designated as a room, it's going to be wall torches. I already know it. But we'll fulfill that soon. A bow for Bordrake? I could make one. Let's make another short bow. The issue, of course, is like they're wounded and probably need to recover before we really do that. But I'll have Radlock throw one together anyway. Annoyed. Hey, it's Glitch again. You have flimsy winter clothing. Didn't I tell you not to wear that, though? No ugly clothing? Alright, let's look at this ballsy. Good to flawless. Yeah? So, like, that's on you, bud. There's even, like, fine clothing right... I'm staring at it. Hey, look at you. You're happier. Who would have guessed that all you had to do was switch shirts? I'll just keep an eye on their clothing over time. We are waiting on handbooks 10 in order to tech up. And some of that is just a result of research being... I'll have Red Mist prioritize research over crafting bricks so that we can make more progress there. So the stability here is like 2s and 3s, some 4s, not a lot of 1s. So this is a reasonably stable structure. And if I'm careful about how I build the tower, it should be alright. I think. And we just have to come up with a pattern of what the staircase is going to look like. It just occurred to me I didn't actually do the schedule for Drake. And we've got half a day left to deal with the extortion negotiator. So what's interesting here is poor Drake didn't actually have any, like, specific injuries. Just, like, bloodletting. Just lost blood. Or lost hit points. Not even blood, just, like, hit points. So they were just, like, damaged without, a specific injury. Which is an interesting way for them to generate it, I guess. A little confusing. Drake doesn't have a weapon. I know. We had made a bow, and it probably got broken down as it was not high enough quality. So what we could do is we can do, until we have one bow where anything fine or sturdy gets broken down, and I don't really care if poor Drake gets one or not. Yet. It's not a big deal, because I don't actually have any combat going on right now. Because it's entirely possible that we're able to negotiate with them and not need to fight. Oh, Klein! Now considers Quantum a friend too. Well, the cannibals' friendships expand. Alright, Day Sleeper, once you're done hauling that to the stockpile... Oh, you jerk. 10 herbs instead of a load of clay. Then I will go and talk to the negotiator. Your name is Bjornimore? That's a fake name. Ciceron's leveling up. Nice. Alright, so this is now officially a room. And we are going to try to make it a Great Hall. It currently is missing 4 torches, and that is it. And then it becomes a Great Hall. Nice. As I suspected. So, let's go with... iron wall torches, I think would look nicer than, like, the wooden ones. And there we go. Get those in, and we will have ourselves a Great Hall. Alright, let's make them an offer. They want 240 gold worth of stuff, and I'm very okay paying for it. What I'm going to try to do is pay for it in crops that were going to decay anyway, and food that was going to decay anyway. This is the first time we're actually going to be able to negotiate with anyone, because up until now, they were not willing to negotiate. They were like, we're going to kill you, and we're like, could you not? And they were like, yeah, no, we don't care, we're going to kill you. So, it's the first negotiation ever, which is kind of nice. It's too bad I can't just pay them exclusively in dung bricks. Their storage weight is close to max, but yeah. Have my poop is definitely a response to being extorted that I like. Eat my poo is where my energy is at. 3 coins. Yeah, I like it. In fact, I don't even have to do coins. Let's... It's... Oh. It's a non... It's not a bad way to just, like, get rid of the junk you don't want. So we're getting rid of all of our dung bricks, our saplings, and, like... farm crops that were, like, lightly rot anyway. Seal the deal, accept. And they're gone. Cool. As I said, the forest bandits you can negotiate with. The fire starters, the, like, fire worshippers, and the cannibals you can't. So I kind of figured that this was not going to result in a fight. And I was right. So I have 4 torches yet to make in the Great Hall, and then it will become a Great Hall. So what do we build next? We can build a workshop, bedrooms. Let's expand some of the options here. So I could also build a places of worship. I could start the library. Training room? Infirmary? I'm not going to bother with treasury yet because we don't have any treasure. I just traded it all away. So, here you go. Here's the poll. 2.5 minutes to vote. My waste dump is full. It's gonna take extra hauling to bring it over to the mainland, but I'm going to do that anyway. And then temporarily, everyone will haul, unless they have a higher priority elsewhere. So 1, 2, so there are only 2 torches left. Come on, guys, build the torches. Am I out of iron? No. I'm out of wood? No. I'm out of productive colonists. That's what I'm out of. I mean, I did just tell them all to haul, so, like, it's low-key my fault. I get it. I'm also probably shouldn't put waste there. Because if I'm making dung bricks, I should have the dung bricks where we make dung bricks. So I'm going to put dung here. That should be, what, classified as waste, I think? Yep, there it is. Cheers. So we're just doing, like, a tidy cleanup thing. And it looks like you guys want to build bedrooms. Okay. Sounds good to me. Revenue. No, I absolutely did not mean to do that. Don't break the wall. What did we even queue to break down? What is that? No. Oh, it's the wall below? Don't break that, please. Ravno, can I get you to make the torch? So that we actually have a great hall. Also, we've been eating in the dark. We built the torches on the wall that doesn't illuminate anything, which is brilliant. Are you still working on it? You are. Okay, cool. I was worried that you, like, got distracted and stopped. And Radlock is getting the last one built. So aesthetically, it is also one of the nicest places in the colony. Now that we formally have a Great Hall. It's done. We could assign a community role, but I'm not too worried about that right now. We can also hold the event of a feast as well, but we don't have a lot of negative moods at the moment. Surprisingly, Glitch has gotten off my case, presumably because he has booze. So, yep, Grey Hall done. And it looks pretty nice, I think. It came out nice. Now, in terms of stability, most of this is stability... So there is some stability 1 stuff, like closest to the stairwell, which we could put support pillars here if we need to. If it becomes an issue, I can address it. But, you know, it has its roof and ceiling, all that stuff. So, we are going to build bedroom chambers. The question I have for the bedrooms is, where should it go? Where to physically build the bedrooms? So, there's 2 thoughts. 1, we could do subterranean bedrooms. One of the advantages of subterranean bedrooms is most of the time your colonists don't care about the ambient temperature unless they get hypothermic or hyperthermic. They only care about the temperature of where they're sleeping for the most part. Which means if we build bedrooms underground, they're going to be a little bit easier to keep at a stable temperature throughout the seasons. Cool in the summer, because it's much harder to... You can't cool things down actively, whereas you can heat them up. But it will be a little labor intensive in order to, you know, line and wall and all that stuff. So I can see it going both ways. Alternatively, we could have it be part of the stilt system and to build bedrooms off of the walls, the perimeter walls. So those are the 2 options. Where to build bedrooms. Underground or on stilts. And both of them are pretty labor intensive. There's not an easy, quick solution here. They're complicated. This door is round? What were you saying? The doors next to the Great Hall are round. I don't know, honestly, what you're talking about. Halls next to the Great Hall are round. Oh, these? Oh, I see. No, that wasn't intentional. That was just done automatically. Took me a second to translate. I'm like, you explained it well enough. My brain didn't understand it well enough. It was on me, not you. I think I am going to address the stability here now by building it like that. It's a little weird, but I'll just do it now before it becomes an issue later. Oh, and Mr. Craving a stronger drink. Man, he's got a problem. What problem do you have? You are a swigger. And a gobbler. And you're a washout, and you're contemplative. Okay, yeah, I mean, this is your problem, not my problem. Alright, I think we've probably hauled long enough. So it looks like the pole is going to have us build underground. Got it. So the only caveat to building underground is there is the risk that it gets flooded. And if it floods while we build, that's going to be a little annoying. But, like, it's very difficult to compensate for that anyway. So I'm just going to do my best to just, like, build as we would build. And then if it floods, it floods. That's kind of my attitude. So down here, I am going to set up some basic wooden doors. Yeah, maybe I'll opt for, like, reinforced doors to the bedrooms. And I want the bedrooms down further underground so that they don't interfere with the temperature controls of these rooms. And additionally, they don't negatively affect the stability of the Great Hall above. Because as I excavate underneath, the stability up here could go down. But if I build the bedrooms here, underneath the gatehouse, it's far less likely to have stability problems in the long run. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming stream. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow librarians.